Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Gary, I wonder whether the last week might have actually cleared the waters a little bit with regard to the top spot, but I wonder whether it's actually muddied it somewhat with results last weekend and then Grimsby winning on Tuesday night.
Things are going to change every week. You know, you can if you don't get a win, then people will start asking negative questions and posing negative scenarios. Of course they will, and in your own head, that's human nature as well. But it's not a scenario that we haven't thought about anyway. If you win the league, you've got to go through all these emotions, if you like: happy, sad, euphoric, disappointed, all those sort of things. And by Christ, when you get to winning the league after 46 games, you know you've deserved it. So you've got to hang on in there. Not you, but one has got to hang on in there. And you just got to keep doing what you believe in. And sometimes you can have a bit of bad luck, sometimes you can have good luck. But over 46 games, that's the time to start reflecting on whether you've done well or not. So it's important to keep enjoying what we're doing, because we are still the top of the league. Don't matter whether it's on goal difference by 2 points, by 10 points. It's still not going to be won right now, and you're still going to have them, you know, twitchy bum times, as they say. And so it's important that you just focus on the next game, and that's what we'll do. And once you've done what you've done with that game, then you start looking at the oppositions and see, you know, how they've done. So it's about what you do yourself now. And as I say, it's always nice to be 20 points clear, but not many teams are at this stage.
Do you sense that, in a sense, the season has phases then, and we're about to enter a new one now?
Well, I don't know. We're just speculating, we're guessing, you know, and I try not to get into that mode of trying to work out what the future is. You can't do that. Nobody can. And if they think they can, they're lying. As I told the fortune teller yesterday. But yeah, you can't judge what's happening in the future. We can deal with here and now, and work your hardest to get your team prepared for the next very important game, and then take it from there. And that's really all we can do.
So to help with the here and now, did you watch Woking at Eastleigh on Tuesday?
Yes, we did, and of course it was a little bit. Not true to form, only in the fact that Eastleigh got a lad sent off quite early, and then Woking got their lad sent off. So, but yeah, we were there, and we had a couple of reports on them as well. Anyway, we'll watch the video, and we'll be very well prepared for when it comes round on Saturday.
Why is their form stuttered lately? Because I think they've lost 5 on the spin.
Well, I don't know, and I'm sure the manager, Gary Hill, who's a decent manager, and his assistant, Steve Thompson, was my assistant at Yeovil. They know the league, they know what's going on, and I'm sure they're working very hard to put it right. I think they've had a few problems that have gone public. But I think they've sorted them out now. I just think it's how our league is. If you start getting into a couple of defeats and then the fixtures don't go your way, that's not an easy fixture at Eastleigh, as we know. And then all of a sudden you can't quite get your win that puts you on another run of 2 or 3 wins. So we're the next club that they've got to play. And so we've got to make sure that we're not the ones that pick up their confidence.
Dan Holman was at Woking until Christmas. Have you tapped into his knowledge of their squad at all?
No, we know their squad pretty much. There's a couple of players there that have worked with me before. Obviously, my brother Pete knows them very well because he was at that club, and we do keep a close eye on them anyway. And of course we will be tapping into Dan as well, but I'm sure he'll just be reiterating what we already know, and he's got some mates there as well. So I'm sure he had a good time at Woking, which he did. He scored a lot of goals for them. I think he respects them, and they respect him.
Amari, you said last week, would have 15 to 20 minutes in him, either Eastleigh or Welling. Obviously, he had nearly that at Welling. Another week's training, how much further up that recovery process is he?
He's definitely further, and every day that goes past, he's further again, which is good. And but he's a good leader. He's good to have around anyway. He's worth another few points by being in and around the squad. But he's not far away from being able to start. He's probably maybe a couple more games away from being able to play the 90 minutes at full pelt. So that's not to say that we don't give him 45 minutes or that we don't, depending on the situation of the game. What we do know, he's a bit like Pelly, champing at the bit to get out there, and he's desperate to go and have an influence again on the season.
And just on that point then, if you say a couple of weeks, that maybe takes you to Easter. Would Easter be a benchmark for Rob Dickie as well?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Easter's pretty much a big benchmark for us as a club. We've got that week, which will have Easter in it as well. I think there'll be 4 games or something, 3 or 4 games in 6 or 3 games in 6 days. But then it's 4 games in 10 days if it works out like that, if you play again the following Saturday. Anyway, there's a lot of games coming round. Probably one of the most important weeks, certainly of this club's season, if not this club's history. Because, you don't get lots of opportunities to get back into the league. Ask Wrexham, Lincoln, Chester, ask all them. It's not easy. Grimsby, ask them. So we're in a fantastic position to do that. So at that point, we got to make sure that we're spot on. And as I say, that period of time is massive for our football club. So the more players that are available, the better. So
to that end, are you still trying to add 1 or 2 maybe while the loan window is open?
Well, we've added, which we haven't had, Pelly, Malls, hopefully Dickie by then. And we're looking, definitely, but I don't want to just add numbers. It's very difficult to bring in people and not play them, because you won't get a very good player who's going to say, yeah, no problem, I'll sit on the bench for you. And I don't want to upset the boys that have worked so hard in getting us where we are now. So there's a game to play there. There's a bit of thinking, and then we got to make sure that the person, if there is a person that comes in that we don't know about yet, fits in properly. Otherwise, when everybody's fit, we've still got 1 or 2 over numbers wise the subs, and I trust this group at the minute. So unless somebody absolutely unbelievable comes out the woodwork, then I'm willing to give this group the chance to get this football club back in the Football League.
Just a couple more. Having had a blank week without a midweek game, you had a midweek game against Gateshead, midweek game against Eastleigh. Do you hope that the benefit will be come 3 o'clock Saturday in terms that you've knocked out a few of the rough edges maybe that have been in the last 3 performances?
Yeah, I think the rough edges have only come through individuals not quite performing and not quite affecting the game as much as maybe they had done in previous games. So we've made a big thing about individuals getting out there and trying to be bold, having no fear if they can, and go out and enjoy the position that they're in, enjoy being part of the starting 11 that is top of the league, enjoy the fact that the prize is massive in a month's time, just over a month. So that's really where we are with them. It's about them. They've all got the ability. You know, they can all play in the Football League, even those that haven't. And it'd be great to give them that opportunity.
So to that end, I don't know whether you've used this line before, but you may have
Probably.
done. Have you sold it to the players as, we would have taken this on the 1st of August, basically, don't make a mess of it from here, kind of thing?
Yeah, not as nicely as that sometimes. Of course, we say that in the comfort of these rooms. We also may say that in the aggression of a dressing room after a bad performance. So they've heard it in all sorts of ways, but it means the same. That the prize has got to be massive, and it is massive. And so put everything into it, and I'm sure they will. And no team, was it only Arsenal went the whole time without losing that one season? But no team other than them on that season. Russ didn't play for him then, did he? He played for him though, didn't he?
No.
Yes, he did.
Well, pre-season friendlies. I don't.
No, he's a top man, Russ. There's a good opportunity to say that our world must start. I haven't mentioned that for a long time. You talk about players and that, but the staff here deserve to get back to the Football League straight away, because they're working very, very hard, and there's a lot of ability in our staff. Russell, Tim Bell, who does a lot of our technical stuff, Ian Hutton, who does all our fitness stuff, Gavin Crowe, who's the best physio that I've worked with as well. They're all lads that deserve to be at a higher level off the field. So maybe that's what I'll tell the players.
After the Welling game, was there a feeling of maybe let's draw a line under that and forget what the last 3 games have been and just refocus minds for the final month?
Yeah, well, we were 4 points clear. Now we're only 2 points clear. We've drawn 2 and lost 1, sort of thing in the last. But you're at the state of the season where everybody's giving it a go, because not with 2 or 3 games to go. Because with 2 or 3 games to go, there will be teams that have got nothing to play for. With 10, 11, 10, 9 games to go, everyone's still got something to play for. Because everyone's a little bit worried about, getting dragged into any relegation fears, and nearly everyone with a good run down to halfway is in for trying to get in the promotion places or the playoff places. So at the moment everybody's trying, and I've said that over the last few weeks, and but Forest Green are finding out that Grimsby have had their odd draws, and that they didn't comfortably beat Southport, but I think they've put themselves in with a little squeak. Every time somebody wins and somebody doesn't get the full 3 points like us, and obviously with them beating Forest Green, it makes them feel, with a bit of luck and a fair wind, we can chase the top 2 now. But we're there, and we've got to do everything we can to stay there.
You made a big statement this week about having the fans really ramp things up, and I assume that message has gone to the players as well, to give the fans something to get something back.
Well, chicken and egg, isn't it? Sometimes it's the players that get the fans going. I'd love it this week for the fans to get going, because I think we've got a very young, inexperienced team. Some wouldn't have been anywhere near this type of pressure before. That's why I'm asking the fans first, can you create that atmosphere? Because I know this group of lads play better when they're confident, and they know they've got that positive support, and they can hear the support, and they're not worried about trying something. They've got no fear, because the fans are singing their name and they're singing the songs, and there's that there's that wave of support for the players. That's why I brought it up. If I felt it was the other way round, I would get into the players and say, look, come on, you've got to get the support of singing. Over the years, the experience of knowing which one you've got to liven up first and how important it is, think I've done all right with. And on this occasion, I just think it'd be fantastic if the lads and the fans are of one, and all of a sudden watch the robins fly, like, you know what I mean? And that's what'll happen. But as I've said in a couple of reports, if the atmosphere's high, watch us fly. You know, it's an old golf term, isn't it? Or something. But we can if the supporters get going. And then, if I could give out 3,000 medals for their mental piece for playing a major part in this victory, then I would do. And perhaps I'll ask the chairman if he can fund it.
Just finally, George McLennan came on and did well on the left side of the field last weekend. Gave you that bit of pace that maybe you were lacking. Is that something that you're looking at maybe from the start? Yeah,
it might be. Of course, George hasn't played in there before this season, and we've had 37 games already, so it's not something that I'm desperate to do, sort of thing. But actually, his goal was onside. I don't know if people have seen that. When you video that we had, you could stop and he's a yard onside. He made Dan Holman's shot that was well saved. So all of a sudden, that extra little bit of pace when we needed to break on him late on, he gave us, and that's a good option for us. And it's an option I'll be looking at because it's good that he's out on the pitch.